Boys, girls, all my Trump folks out there, welcome back to Other Robert. I'm Joe. That's Rob, and for all of us lighted nights out there.
Thanks.
And this is The Flash Season 3, Episode 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Magenta. So, Rob, what'd you think?
I didn't like it.
I'm sorry?
I didn't like it as much as I like Supergirl. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I wasn't that good. I didn't feel any impact of it. I feel like they're back to the villain of the week.
What's wrong with Villain of the Week once in a while?
I don't know. I just didn't feel that she was that interesting. I thought Mirror Master from next week looks 10 times more interesting than Magenta.
Highly disagree. I thought the story they told with Magenta essentially being a good person in there and this kind of entity taking over, I thought it was a very good story.
Yeah, I've seen that a million times. That's not new to me.
I know we've seen this almost, but however, in terms of Flash, I thought this was a good story to tell. The fact that she was essentially like Magneto, I thought was pretty intimidating. I thought she was
the powers were cool. The power set is cool.
Thought she was kind of a force to be reckoned with. And this bringing Harry and Jesse back, and the whole thing with Wally.
I like that.
That was great.
That, and I like. I liked Barry, Wally coming back. I liked Harry and Jesse coming back. I just didn't care for Magenta.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was
the pivotal introduction thing to the episode, but minus Harry and Jesse returning.
I feel like the focus for this episode was on Harry and Jesse, and we now have Jesse as kind of a sidekick,
A feaster sidekick,
which was not what I was expecting. We had Wally on the show, we had Cisco, and Jesse became his first kind of sidekick.
Yeah, that is an interesting idea. I mean, I liked it. I did like that. I thought it was awkward though that Caitlin was so quiet about her chirokinesis. Though she didn't mention it at all to anyone. It just seemed like a moot point from the first episode or the second episode.
Well, that's the gimmick. She's hiding it. Cisco hid his affliction as well.
Oh, I don't know. I just feel like that could have been a bonding moment, like an actual bonding moment that Harry talked about.
Yeah, but she's not ready to say the thing yet. We've seen this before.
I know, that's the problem. I feel like we're seeing all these things again and again and again.
I don't know what to say. I mean, she's always been kind of the quieter, kind of more reserved character, Caitlin. And I think a lot of it has to do because in the past, when we have seen more of her, she's talked about her mother and the relationship there. And I know her mother's been casted. So I think eventually it's going to pay off in a big way. Yeah, I think it's going to pay off in a big way. I think right now it was very on the nose with her. If I did have powers and it's just her not only talking to Caitlin, but I guess kind of talking to herself and kind of like discussing kind of her power out loud, but
right.
But not exactly giving it away, like kind of confronting the issue, I guess I could say.
Yeah, she was kind of doing it incognito because she hasn't fully accepted it yet. There was
she's
one
scared.
Point. She's super scared, and it's interesting because she's scared of her power, but I guess she's so scared because of Killer Frost and knowing about her. But Wally wants his powers so badly, and he'll do anything to get them, including risk his own life, which is crazy.
In the end, we found out that it's pretty much coming anyway.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coming. I think another reason why with alchemy and whatnot, I just felt that because he was barely in the episode, and I really have been enjoying him, that I would have liked to have seen how he manipulated Magenta.
Well, we saw a brief interaction between the two, but we never saw the first kind of encounter.
Yeah, which I think needed to be there, but that's just me.
I think it would have added. I don't think it needed to be there. I think the way they handled it was still effective. I don't think it needed to be there. Maybe for some future villains, that he has an influence over. I could see that point. Um, and then in that sense, we'll also get more of Alchemy. But again, Alchemy continues to be a delight, and having
Yeah,
Tobin Bell voice him is just
awesome.
amazing. Yeah,
I have to say
it's really
though, my favorite character in this episode was definitely Joe. He had so many great lines. His comedic timing is perfect.
yeah. Joe has always been great, very underappreciated, I think, when it comes
Like
to.
he said to Barry, "You were like my second daughter," and I laughed out loud many times. I just thought that was hysterical. I love that. I really like Joe here. Um, I guess Barry and Iris, they're trying to make their relationship work. That's like a subplot that no one really cares about.
I actually, I thought Barry was great in this episode. I mean, Grant Gustin's always good, but
Yep.
especially when Wally was dealing with his thing, and how Barry kind of became a leader in many ways, and that kind of father type figure to Wally. And it,
Yeah, I thought that was actually really funny when he was disciplining him, and then he looked at Joe and was like, "You got anything else?" And he went, "Nope, you covered it."
yeah, there's I mean, that was a great scene. Barry's and Grant Gustin's very good, and I think in a lot of these shows that the main character can get um, overlooked at times. And whether that's the case or not, I think Grant Gustin did fantastic, and really, really strong. And I mean, that showed here, especially with
Yeah,
so much kind
did
of
he?
going on.
No, definitely did. He's super. He's very good. He's a very good actor. He's a highlight of the show. Anything he's in, I always like. He's very, very good. Um, Tom Felton, the mystery of his character is still very much there. We don't know what's going on with him.
And I love it because I mean, everyone's kind of thinking he's Alchemy. I don't know if that's too on the nose though.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree. It's too kind of too obvious.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I think he's doing good. He's essentially just Malfoy, uh, but you know, that kind of instigator type, snarky, swarmy character. I think, you know, it works for him. He's doing it well.
Right. No, I
So
agree. I agree. I think when I said I didn't like it, I just didn't like Magenta, but I just think I just should have seen more of her. But that was just me. I very much enjoyed the return of Harry. I enjoyed Jesse's plight and use quotes from that word, and her becoming the psychic. I am curious to see when Wally will get his powers back. I mean, it just wasn't as strong to me as the last two episodes, but it wasn't bad by any means. I just have to say my least favorite of the last three of the first three.
going into next week's episode and future episodes, I'm just curious how much more we're going to get of Harry and Jesse. If this is going to be a pretty permanent thing, or if it will just really be for a couple more episodes.
Is he a main character? Harry's actor.
Tom Cavanaugh, I think he is,
So he's a main. So he'll just be on the show then, right? He'll just be there.
unless he becomes kind of a reoccurring character, or if they find a different way to utilize him.
Okay, I didn't know.
Maybe maybe Flashpoint has it that the original Harrison Wells is still maybe a thing. I don't know.
Oh God, imagine that. No, that wouldn't make sense. That would like mess up a lot of things. I
I
can't do
know.
time. We can't do time travel talk on this because we'd be here for hours and no one wants
I
that.
think they've always kind of just. I've been waiting for that episode where they eventually have Harrison Wells just as Harrison Wells on Earth One, just the original Harrison Wells, like not Reverse Flash. I'm waiting for that. You know, there'll be a time where
That'll
when that.
happen.
So
That'll definitely happen.
I'm curious if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I would like to see that too. I think we wrapped this up pretty well. Unless there's
Yeah,
something
we
else you
did.
thought of that we need to discuss.
Nope, just how great is Tobin Bell as Alchemy?
Well, that was another thing. He was barely in the episode.
Yeah, but like I said
By the
last
way,
week, they have 23 episodes.
I know. By the way, that like end credit scene or cut scene at the end was really cool. When they
With Rival.
yeah, I really liked that they finally figured out what happened to him, and
Yep.
I thought it was like crazy. Though I think it's hysterical that they have a black and white video feed in Star Labs, which is like the highest tech of the highest tech.
Yeah.
Just and there was no sound, so it's just that I found.
Well,
That
wasn't that footage from Star Labs? I mean, not Star Labs.
oh, was it from?
Ironheart.
Oh, was it from Iron Heights? All right, then that would make more sense then. If it was from Star
Yeah.
Labs, I would question it, but I just thought that was hysterical. If it was,
No, I'm pretty sure it was from Iron Heights.
oh, then never mind. Point is moot. Anyway, I did enjoy the episode. I just didn't think it was as strong as the last three. But I think the Mirror Master episode will be really funny, especially since he gets stuck in a mirror.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Mirror Master's character, I think a lot of people have been waiting for since the incorporation of the Flash as its own show.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much going to be it for us this week for the Flash. Let us know what you guys thought about this week's episode. Subscribe because it takes around just this much effort to do so. And until next time, you have been traumatized.